when I really sit down and think about it, I never think that there's a bad situation if
Yeah.
you are put in a position where you can make better decisions in the future.
Yeah.
Then it was ultimately a good experience.
Yeah, you just have to be willing to do that work and make
Right.
those decisions. And it's not easy, right? Because
No,
like,
it's
again,
tough.
I could have been sucked into that world. A lot of the people that I lived on the street with haven't really made it much farther in life, you know? I am one of the people that survived that and made something out of myself, which is not very common. But I think that that also ties into so many things of like my family history with World War II
Right.
and after the Indonesian War, because my family were Dutch Indonesian.
Okay.
And my oma and opa fought in World War II. And, you know, a lot of my family were prisoners of war in Indonesia after the Indonesian War and then helped rebuild Indonesia after that as well. So my family history is has added to this like story of like, we're going to fucking make it.
Right.
Like, no matter what happens, like,
We're gonna
figure
make
it the fuck out. We're going to make it. Like, the only option is like, you do or die.
That's pretty much it. And that goes back to, you know, being West Indian, and my parents are both immigrants, right?
Yeah.
So they came here for a better life and they had nothing.
Yeah.
You know, my dad used to work on a government contract. My mom came over. She was a teacher back in Jamaica, but her credentials didn't transfer. So she had to start from scratch.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
It's like why would
yeah, right. So she had to start over from scratch, you know, and at one point my dad was working 4 jobs and going to college.
Yeah.
At the same time to get his degree in engineering.
There's a difference. When you've had to hustle for survival, there is absolutely a difference in the way you see the world and what you see as normal and what you see as expectation and how you just interact with things.
Yeah, that's crazy. So now let me ask you this. During all that period of chaos, what was the one thing or what was the series of events that made you to think, you know what, I need to change the way that I'm living?
My oma and opa.
Really?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
So my family historically has always been incredibly close. My Dutch family, like my cousin in Holland and his wife, Donnie and Mega, he looks exactly like me, except he's brown. It's so fucking funny. He looks like my brother. His dad looks like my dad, but he's a couple shades darker. Because of like our family going through what it did in Holland and like the immigration of coming to Canada and starting a new life and doing all of those things, I thought I would sit there and think to myself, my opa fought the fucking Nazis and I'm going to die of a heroin overdose. Like,
that really puts things into perspective.
I was like, I can't fucking have this happen. Obviously, also why I'm so punch fucking Nazis. You know, it's family history.
Yeah, right.
It's genetic. It is ingrained into my body to be like, fuck Nazis. Yeah, it was a huge part of that. It was like, it was so important to me for my grandparents, my oma and opa, to not see me end my life that way.
Okay.
So at that point, I literally, I dropped heroin and I dropped meth and I never touched either of those ever again.
Just cold turkey?
Cold turkey. At that point, did I quit alcohol at the same time? Yeah, I quit alcohol at the same time. I was sober and not using drugs. And from the time I was 18 until about 40, 18 or 19 until 40. No, alcohol I gave up at 20. Actually, I think right around my 21st birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, because I drank when I was swing dancing and stuff for a little while.
All right.